Welcome to Meet You on Mars. My name is Bethany Hawkins, and today I'll be talking about space exploration and colonization. Since the discovery of the TRAPPIST-1 solar system was announced in February this year, there has been a renewed interest in the possibility of human colonies in space. Many people of varied backgrounds are interested in colonizing planets like Mars, and it's become an almost community-driven field because of this. But what makes people want to leave Earth to permanently live on other planets? Let's take a look. One common reason why people think space colonies are the future of humans is the prevalence of doomsday myths in cultures. These myths, regardless of personal belief, point at an eventual degradation and destruction of Earth. There are many things that could do this, both natural and cultural in nature. A paleontologist named David Raup found in his survey of the paleontological record that 90% of all species that have ever lived on Earth have become extinct. He doesn't want anyone to get too worried though, because this figure is based on species that don't understand what the greater threats to them are. Humans, on the other hand, have many theories about what will destroy us. Firstly, there is the danger of impact from space debris like comets and asteroids. The damage that this could do to Earth cannot be ignored. Then we must consider the threats that we make for ourselves, such as nuclear and bioweaponry. Since the end of the World Wars, and the following period known as the Cold War, we have become aware of how easy it is for entire countries to be destroyed with the push of a button. Chief dangers of human making are accidental launch of nuclear exchange, nuclear terrorism, a restart of Cold War hostilities followed by nuclear warfare, and the use and proliferation of nuclear weapons by unstable states. Pandemics also pose a threat to the continuing of humanity. Every year we must make a new flu vaccine because the disease continues to adapt against us. Scientists even experimented during the World Wars to see if they could introduce pathogens to wipe out societies. And let's not forget the ever-increasing global consumption of natural resources. It seems then that even if we don't blow ourselves up, the Earth is going to fall apart around us. So who wants to live in space? Not just the experts, it seems. There are many online communities that bring experts and enthusiasts together to discuss the possibility of lunar and Martian colonies. One example is Lunar Boomtown, a forum that allowed for online exchange and discussion of information on successful space colonization in terms of technology, environmental stability, business, and policy. Members could collaborate on documents and simulations about how life in a lunar colony would function. These people came from all walks of life, but shared a common desire to see humanity survive and flourish on a different planetary body. Programs such as Permanent, meaning projects to employ resources of the moon and asteroids near Earth in the near term, also encourage the participation of people from diverse backgrounds and varied talents. This program combines public relations, construction, art, business, and more by working with a diverse community instead of just the experts in the field. Interest in space colonization has increased with the advancement of astronomy, which is understandable. We've gone from low-resolution images of blurry planets to high-resolution images of Pluto and YouTube videos being filmed on the International Space Station. Take the discovery of the TRAPPIST-1 solar system, which contains 7 Earth-sized planets, 3 of which are thought to be in the Goldilocks zone. The Goldilocks zone is how scientists describe planets that are the perfect distance from their sun. The distance is one that allows for organic life by having liquid water. TRAPPIST-1 is several times smaller and cooler than our sun, being about slightly larger than the size of Jupiter. All 7 of the planets are Earth-shaped and thought to be tidally locked, which means they only face the sun on one side, like our moon. All of this was new and exciting information, the likes of which we could not have seen even 10 years ago. Public interest was spiked with the announcement of this discovery, and there were many reports about the planets taking a wide range of angles. They even made a Google Doodle about it. But it is important that we remember that escape from a dying Earth is not necessarily going to work, considering how much we rely on Earth and companion species to keep us healthy and alive. Now, it's easy to brush off lunar colonies and one-way missions to Mars as science fiction that will never be accomplished. But that would be ignoring the history of the genre's influence on science. Perhaps the only good thing to come out of the Cold War was the space race, which led to humans walking on the moon, but also made the possibility of colonizing Mars and the moon more than science fiction. With the threat of the Earth dying, it is understandable that people might want to start again on another planet, or just mine asteroids for resources back on Earth. It is obvious, though, that we rely on this planet's ecosystems more than we realise. Did you know that the longest habitation beyond Earth is the International Space Station? The International Space Station has continually occupied low orbit of Earth since 2000, but it needs to be resupplied every few months by rockets filled with important consumables from Earth. The International Space Station teams have managed to purify water and recover oxygen from exhaled carbon dioxide. They have found creative methods for dealing with human waste too. Fecal matter is ejected into space where it burns up on its way back into our atmosphere. So you know that shooting star you just wished on? Yep, that's a space poop. But despite these great strides, they still rely on Earth for food. If humanity is to make any deep space travel plans, it first needs to figure out how to make off-world habitats. So far, we have yet to find a way to create a fully self-sufficient environment, though many teams are trying to do so. The Melissa project is working to create a minimal biosphere that will allow humans to survive off-world. Melissa stands for Microecological Life Support System Alternative. Practically speaking, there are certain things that a habitat in space needs. Food, water, oxygen, and CO2 filters, just to say a few. And it's not so easy to recreate Earth in space. Soil, for example? Mars has highly toxic soil, so one problem the Melissa team tries to tackle is agriculture without soil. That being said, we are much closer than we were before, so space colonies can hardly be considered pure fiction. Do I think we'll be living on Mars in 10 years' time? No. But I think we will be closer, and I think that humanity will venture outside our solar system one day. I think we should try to keep the planet we're on alive, though, as long as we can. Earth gave us life after all, the least we can do is give it a fighting chance. So Earth is on the brink of destruction and we must flee to the stars. Or maybe we just want to see what's out there. Regardless of why humanity wants to colonize space, it is safe to say we have come a long way. Every year we move one step closer towards achieving the fantasy of life on Mars. Even if it's just for holidays on the moon, I think we're going to make it into space. We've put so much effort into it, I don't think anyone's willing to give up now. So I guess I'll meet you on Mars then.